Athletic, a competitive sport, liked and celebrated by millions of people across the world. Each year in the UK, thousands of athletes go head-to-head to compete for a spot on the Team GB. This documentary explored the challenge and the difficulty in which the athlete to face in order to become the best in the country.
Well, it's more to do with my family, because my family members were into athletics and that, so they're always pushing me towards doing it. And then once I got into it, I was like, oh, let's do it, let's enjoy it. Once you get into it, I'm very competitive. Like from a young age, I was always wanting to win throughout my life. So when it comes to athletics and that, it's really passionate winning, wanting to succeed, and wanting to be your best, really. What Sheffield's got, we've got Adam, we've got Luke Cutts, who's an Olympian. Yeah, well, he's a Commonwealth bronze medalist and silver medalist, and he's just all that. Them two just like push you on, if you know what I mean, because you've been watching them for years, so they like help you progress and get better.
At first I just wanted to do it for fun, so like just turned up to the track, met up with Trev and picked up a pole, and I really liked it. I didn't really think of it being like a career thing or taking it that serious until a few years down the line, but once I realised I could maybe do something with it, then I became really focused and committed on as to what I wanted from the sport. Once you sort of have an idea, get the heights you get, you kind of remember the heights, so that helps technique wise because you can get consistency, but then it's just hard to break the new barriers onto like the new ones. So it's just, because that's what you've got to do. You can't be consistent every year, because how are you going to win a medal? Like, it's not going to happen. So you've just got to break new barriers every year, even if you think they can't be broken. You've got to be like, you've got to do it because it has to be done. Like, this is what you want, and you've got to do things that make you uncomfortable.
I'm proud of them when they first start, and they really want, and you can see it in them the enthusiasm they have for their gradual successes. They get so enthusiastic they don't want to stop, don't kids, and it's great. And a lot of ways I just let them get on with it. It's about keeping an eye on them, keeping them safe, and keeping them right, doing the correct stuff. Practice makes perfect, but it doesn't unless you're doing the practice perfect. I've trained Luke Cutts and Adam Haig from being 10-year-old up to the present day now, where they're seniors competing for the United Kingdom at this level, at national level, and they're both really achieving well, and they've learnt from each other in some ways. It like grows on you when you get one achieving Olympic standards, another tries to emulate it and follow, so they both become great role models for younger athletes coming through.
It's more serious. Like, you turn to counties, you have a laugh, like, you'll have a lot of fun. Obviously you have a lot of fun on GB camps, but when you're on a camp, you're like, this is it, like, this is serious stuff. Like, it's all serious when you're younger, but it's just a different level. Like, you turn up to like English schools and stuff like that, you're with all your friends, you have a laugh, then you're going to compete and just see what happens. But GB, like, there's like expectations of you, so there's that. But you turn up, you see all the other professional athletes alongside you who've been doing it a lot longer than you, and that's when you realise, okay, this is it. Like, you can't mess up. We've got to get the work done.
Sometimes the different stuff is that they train more intensely, and when they do train, more really committed and want to really set their goals high and believe in themselves and believe what the goals is and believe that they're going to achieve it. It's all about self-belief and bigging yourself up and not shooting yourself in the foot all the time. It's knowing you can do it and feeling confident to be able to do it, and having that confidence instilled in them, particularly from the coach, but from everybody else around them as well. And they really need to have that mental attitude as well as the physical prowess and strength and speed.
Well, Team GB is the sort of, well, it's competing for Great Britain in athletics, and to get into it you normally just have to get sort of a certain standard. So for decathlon it'll be 8,100 points, for sprints it'll be a certain time, for jumps it'll be a distance, and then you've got to sometimes also finish in the top 2 at national championships to qualify for the major ones. Oh, it's really difficult, yeah, because there's so many good athletes that are all trying to do the same thing, because everyone wants to qualify for GB, and there's literally thousands of athletes in every discipline trying to qualify for everything, so it is really tricky, but you've just got to put the graft in the training hours and hope it pays off in the competitions. It's definitely important to have a good training group around you, just to support you really, because you can coach your peers and you can train with them, and it's just, yeah, it's really nice to have good people to train with, because training on your own, sort of your motivation goes down. You don't have anyone to sort of compete with in training, and training on your own is just really difficult to do, just getting the motivation to get up and go outside and do laps and laps of the track, or tens or dozens of throws on your own in the rain or the cold or anything.
Oi. When I was young, so when I was under 15s, it was pretty difficult. Like, I was quite small for my age, so like relative age effect was like a big issue for me really, and I was like struggling to get even qualified for nationals and stuff. And then the year after, under 17s, because I'd put in the work and I put in the hard work training, and I developed my technique. As soon as my body grew, I knew that I could, give it some, and I won. The under 17s, there's 2 age groups, so you've got first year and second year of under 17. And in first year, I beat everyone who was in my year group at the nationals. However, I didn't win the nationals because there's people the year above. So I knew that if I just make sure that I keep going another year, I'll be first in the UK. Got first in the UK, and then since then maintained that position up until when I got the GB vest. For me, the injuries have been really hard. I've had like 3 long-term injuries, dislocated my ankle. I've got a groin impingement still to this day, which stops me from hurdling. And then a few other little niggling injuries as well, and they've stopped me from doing decathlon just because I'm not able to get over the hurdles really. So even if I get to full fitness, get back healthy again, the impingement will stop me from hurdling.
The mental side of it is as important as the physical side really. If you're not in the right mindset for a competition, then you just won't perform well, because you'll be either doubting yourself or you know that you're not in the right frame of mind to compete well, and that's definitely one of the most important aspects of being an athlete. It's so difficult to stay sort of positive and motivated all the time to be able to compete and train at the best of your ability, but if you don't, then you won't improve, and you've just got to try and keep a really strong mindset. The uni side of it is really difficult if you're a student athlete, because you've got to balance sort of getting all your money, living for yourself, feeding yourself, all your studies as well, and then training full time if you're a high level athlete as well, so you can't miss a training session. A lot of high level athletes train 6 or 7 times a week, so you'll have to train, come home, do uni work, eat, work if you have a job, so all the hours of your day are really filled up.
Oh no, I love athletics. I'll always do athletics. It's just like, for me, I've always done it because it's rewarding. It's just not the rewards in terms of like the extrinsic rewards like medals and stuff. It's the actual coming down and training, staying fit, mentally like healthy, not being kind of locked in a gym or whatever. It's quite feel quite free. So GB or no GB, I'll always do athletics.